Over the next 10 days, I'm doing a simple one tip a day video. Check back tomorrow for another. I don't intend these to be deep dives because I have to do one every day. But if you want to hear more about a specific day's topic, then comment below and I'll see what I can do. Day 1, let's get started. Today I want to talk about the relationship between print speed and hot end temperature. If you've ever got into a hot bath, yes, I know we're doing weird analogies again, but if you've ever got into a bath and then realised it quickly cools down just as a result of you getting into it, then you will have experienced this firsthand. This is the rule of physics, or one of them anyway. Same with our hot end, and I've covered this before in my video linked in the corner now, but as you push filament through the nozzle, it heats up, and this removes heat from the block. I found this in my Ender 3, I don't know what it does. Seriously though, this is the hot end assembly, as most of you probably know, but some of you don't know, so that's what it is. Filament goes in here, it comes out here, this is the heater, and this is the thermostat, and this is the heat block itself. There's a good reason why the block is a block. And why did you think it was a block? It's a block because it has a huge heat capacity, or relatively speaking, so it's a reservoir for the heat that helps uniformly spread throughout the filament. A bigger heat block would take longer to heat up though, so it's not necessarily a good thing. The size that they are is probably fairly optimised, even on the cheap Creality printers. I don't think you get heaters with big heat blocks. So coming round to the point, as you pass filament through the nozzle, then it will take the heat from the block and it will put it into the filament to achieve equilibrium. And this is physics, so I don't want to get into it, but the point is that if you can't replenish that fast enough, then you're unable to heat the filament to the correct temperature fast enough, and that causes blockages. Usually just small ones rather than full-on clogs. So what you would see is under extrusion. Obviously the actual solution to this from a physics point of view is to increase the conductivity of the block and nozzle, but we can't really do that. So what we can do is we can either slow down, which we don't want to, that's the whole point, we want to print fast, or we can start from higher up, meaning set your hot end temperature to a higher value. It will still drop for all the same reasons as before, so we're not solving the issue, but we are solving the symptom, because when the filament cools down, it's still within the range we can use, if you see what I mean. Here's a cool graph of what happens when you take the nozzle off, and if you're wondering why the graph is so wobbly compared to how you might expect it, then that's because the silicone sock wasn't on. So in case you weren't sure if you should insulate the block, then that's a bonus tip for you. You should insulate the block, otherwise this will happen. So there you go, comments below please, and come back tomorrow for another tip. Thank you for watching.